Hello again everybody, this is Amorgin and you're very welcome back to this Armada special, guys. A little bit of a preview with this announcement that was made. So like you guys, I'm reading it, I'm getting a little bit of excited about it. Some of you guys might have caught the brief panel discussion that we had where some people weren't getting excited about the domination event. But certainly what we're reading here now, prepare for Armada's release notes and patch 8.0. So it's saying it's beaming our way an hour and 19 minutes ago. It's saying at last, it's not coming soon anymore, it's here. They're hoping we're excited. I certainly am. The main piece of this, guys, is going to be your control center building. You're going to need to build that up and get to ops level 23 to be able to complete that and take part in Armadas. And there's going to be new targets saying that level 20 plus systems across Federation, Klingon, Romulan neutral space. Targets can only be attacked by Armadas, so you can't go in solo with your own ship and just hit these targets. There has to be 2 or more people hitting these targets, and they're too strong to be defeated with normal attacks, so due to their size and power, it's saying that they won't be affected by the following research bonuses and abilities. So there's quite a bit there, guys, in terms of ship abilities and officer abilities that are going to be useless to you. Cadet Uhura's ability doesn't work, Harrison's ability Sabotage doesn't work, and a few others there you can see. Be interesting to see how all of that works out. New resources, guys, involved in this. Credits earned by defeating the Armada hostiles, used to purchase rewards in the Alliance store. Standard enough. New currency coming in with a new event. Great. Armada directives are used to start them. Players get them from the Alliance store or by completing daily goal milestones. So there's going to be new dailies related to Armadas as well that will allow you to accrue your directives and set Armadas. I'm not sure if I like this. I'd rather it just be free to set an Armada at any given time, depending on your rank, say, within your Alliance. But we'll see how this works out. These directives might be easy enough to obtain, therefore making it standard enough and easy enough to be able to set an Armada. Hopefully they're not tough to get and there's going to be a whole load of players that just can't set an Armada. That's what we don't want. Tactical cores are specialised command, control and communication system to upgrade the Armada control centre. So you're going to need to be able to get these tactical cores just to be able to upgrade your control centre. And it's saying now everything you need to know. So you need the control center build. You start at level 23. That's okay. You unlock the Armada control center, and then the research uses a new resource, Armada tactical cores. Saying starting an Armada attack requires the directives. Fair enough. We've already covered a little bit of that. They're acquired from the Alliance store. Okay, repeating itself there a little bit. And each Armada control center level grants some more directives. They can also be acquired from the daily goals as discussed. Now, one of the milestone rewards will award some directives dependent on your level or purchased via the store. Hopefully the balance of that is right. And once you start an Armada attack, it creates an Armada pin in the system. Close to that target, and it'll have a zone around it, and in order to take part in that, you and each member of your alliance who wants to participate, they need to, number 1, join the Armada when it's set. So presumably you get a notification within your alliance, you join the Armada, and then 2, have a ship idle within the zone when the attack takes place and the countdown expires. So it's a 15-minute timer. We had speculated on having a choice of timers, a 5-minute, a 10-minute, a 15-minute, a half an hour, 4 hours, this kind of thing. Maybe that's something we can encourage a change on if this doesn't work out. 15 minutes is okay, we can live with that. It'd be nice to be able to set a 5-minute one or a 30-minute one, for example. And it's going to be interesting to see how this works out with pirates and different things. Are people going to be more hell-bent on attacking the Armada targets, or are they going to be more interested in attacking your ships when you're gathering to take on an Armada target? So it's going to change the dynamics, guys, of how we do PvP in some of these systems. It says the maximum number of ships that can take part ranges from 2 to 5. Quite a low number for what I would have preferred. I'd like to have seen up to 10, 12 members of an alliance take part. But okay, we live with that for now and see how it works out. Maybe there's going to be opportunity to, if we get these directives easily enough, like mentioned, maybe easily available directives to everybody in the alliance will allow us to set multiple Armadas within the alliance, so nobody's going to be left out, something like that. 2 to 5 is quite a small number though. And It's determined by the level of the leader's Armada control center. So low level guys at level 23 or 24 is probably able to do that, but maybe only with 2 ships, two members, something like that. You can consider any extra ships as backup in case your main ship gets taken out by another player. So you don't obviously set a specific ship to take part in the Armada, you just join it, and whatever ships you've got within the purple ring that goes around it is going to be considered part of that Armada. Not sure what way that's going to work if you put multiple ships inside it, but we'll see how that goes. Maybe you fill up the slot until it's killed and it frees up a space if your ship gets killed. Maybe it's going to be a case that you put 2 or 3 ships in that fills it up and excludes other members of your alliance. We'll have to wait and see on that. When the timer runs out, the Armada's leader's ship, as well as most of the most powerful ships that have joined the Armada or within the Armada zone, will fight together against the target, as well as the most powerful ships that have joined the Armada and are within. So presumably that's going to resolve the issue we mentioned. It's hard to tell, but presumably that's going to resolve the issue of where if you have multiple ships in the ring, it's going to take the 5 most powerful ships, for example, or the 2 most powerful ships, and that will be what takes part in the attack. If you take part in an Armada attack that defeats the target, you'll earn Armada credits, which can be used to buy new reward packs in the Alliance store. So a little bit like your Alliance currency, presumably you're going to be able to go and buy these things just within your Alliance store. And one of the participants, this is an interesting one of the participants of the Armada will have the chance at receiving a loot chest with additional credits. So I'm wondering, is that going to be a random thing? You have 3 people, say, in an Armada. One of them randomly then gets a loot chest and additional credits. Or can the leader of the Armada set who gets the loot chest, or is it going to be a case that the person who sets the Armada is the only person that gets it, or that kind of thing? It says one of the participants, so presumably it's not just the leader. I'm wondering, is that going to be a lottery drop to whoever participates? And leveling up your Armada Control Center will unlock improved rewards in the Alliance store. The launch of Armadas will feature challenging cooperative PvE, significant rewards. Let's hope the significant rewards are exactly that, significant. You'll be able to play together, help your friends and progress by leading or contributing to your Armadas. Okay. Not only that, it will provide players opportunities to compete. There are Armada tournament events reward alliances for their performance. So presumably that's going to be something like a leaderboard event for your alliance and how they're performing in these group events with Armadas. I'd expect that's what it's going to be. Rather than a tournament as such that takes place within a system, you're probably talking about points gained in a leaderboard style event. Be on the lookout for players attempting to intercept your Armada as it forms, or find theirs and strike back. And when you find an Armada target, get your alliance ready to defend against incoming competing players. Now, the question there for me would be, are these Armada targets going to be random spawns? Are they going to be in consistently in the same locations? Random spawns would be nice, where you discover a target, rally your alliance and go out, and that way then you're not going to get people camping a certain location. We'll have to see how that goes. They're saying we're excited for players to experience this feature. Well, we're excited as players to experience it as well. We're hoping it's not going to be a bit of a damp squib and it's not going to break the game and leave it full of bugs again. It's a fingers crossed exercise for us with that. And this is just the beginning. They're going to expand the Armada's feature over time, introduce new PvE and PvP, and look forward to our feedback. So we will certainly give lots of feedback and lots of ideas. The community panel guys are going to get stuck into this. I have all the guys set. We're going to take a day or two to play at the Armada, see how it's all going, and then we're going to come back to you guys with a bit of a review and how to play Armadas, how we're feeling it's all going, and we'll give our review on that and see if it's working and if it's going to live up to all of the hype indeed. So a couple of other notifications there. Revisiting the mission dialogue. This is something that had been called on before. The community panel members had called on this a few times as well. So with all the rich storyline quests and all, you can now go, and apologies guys, somebody's outside beeping their horn, very inconvenient of them, allows you to read the history of your quest and its logs, and highlights choices and actions that you performed in questions. So this is very, very useful feature, quality of life feature that I'm hoping will allow people to go back and check, did I complete all of my Botany Bay quests, for example? Did I complete all of my Federation or Romulan quests and so on? And going into somewhere like LCARS to check all of those quests and seeing if you're missing any. It's very, very useful. Empty state in all stores. Again, quality of life, not particularly exciting, but it's a wee fix. It's fair to say that these other things are lost in the hype of Armadas, but all very welcome. And view your resources in the refinery, guys. You see the relevant resources instead of the refinery level. So, okay, quality of life, all great to see, but of course everybody is interested in the Armadas and what's happening with it. So I'm going to jump over to LCARS now in a wee moment. I'm just going to review back up through this. We'll take a nosy into LCARS and see what this Armada Control Centre is, what the research is that's required. We'll flick through that, and hopefully it's not going to fry too many brains looking at all of this text. And just before we jump over to LCARS, the Call to Arms event coming on the 9th of October. Now, I haven't been putting up my shields. I've been on strike with my shields. I have a founder server video coming with a big raid that the guys got involved in. I wasn't involved myself. That's coming, guys. Keep an eye out for that. I'll explain why I haven't been shielding up. I'll explain all of the stuff that's going on the founder server at a later date. But right now, this Armada stuff needs to take over. And Call to Arms is coming. That means I'm going to have to shield up so that my alliance doesn't lose points from losing resources. So I'm going to have to start using shields again. So my strike will be over. My hand has been forced by this Call to Arms, which arguably could have an impact on the new Armadas. We'll have to see how that dynamic goes. So let's jump over to LCARS now, guys, and take a wee look at the costs of the Control Centre, the Armada's Control Centre, and a little bit at the research that's required. Alright, guys, so we've jumped into LCARS here, and Farty, as we know him, has kindly populated a couple of commands for me to show what's in LCARS now. So I'm going to leave the link for LCARS in the description below, guys. Come over to LCARS and check out this information. It is the place where you're going to get most of your information on this. The YouTube videos are great, surely, and there's a number of content creators out there doing work on Armadas at the moment, but LCARS is a population of over 20,000 people, all players from all around the different servers, and a number of real nerdy, geeky, focused, committed people putting in information all the time for you guys to be able to retrieve it. And some of the commands there, I'm just going to flick through them very, very gently, guys. You can come into LCARS through the link that I provide yourselves and come and check this out. If you're unfamiliar with how bots on Discord work or any of that, just go in the general chat and ask, and some of the guys will direct you. Leave your comments below, of course, or come and join me on Discord, and we'll direct you as needs be to find out the information that you need. Now, the guys are constantly adding information to this, so it may not all be there, everything that you need at one time, but most of it's there, guys. It is the foremost resource to the community out there. It's highly recommended. So you'll see some of the quotes there that some of the commands that Farty's put in, and different things available. But here we are with the Armada's research. You can see there, I'll flick through a lot of this, so we can see there that it'll require you to research your Armada Control Centre. You'll have to research it to be able to build it. And then your tactical cores, 1,000 of them, 200k titanium, 100k dilithium, 5 days and 16 hours, so on. Operations 23, and research expert needs to be level 1. So, you know, that's 5 days. That's quite a long time to research that. We'll look here. Then, if you wanna upgrade your control center, so it's at level 1. It's going to cost you 75k power steel, 56k titanium, 7,500 dilithium, building time of 18 seconds by the look of it, and then you go up through the levels, leveling it up all the time. We'll jump onto a random one here for a second. There's level 17, say. It's going to cost you 942 tactical cores, 171k power steel, 128k titanium, 17k dilithium. There's 5 hours on that. and of course again operations level 23. It gives you 60 Armada directives there at level 17, and it'll give you 2,500 actual power. Let's see, Armada damage bonus 34%, and your Armada size will be at 3 at level 17. So on up we go. I'll jump up to where I'm at. I'm level 29, so let's see what I'll be dealing with there. Level 29, to get the Armada Control Center up to scratch, it's going to be 12k Armada Tactical Cores, 4,530k, 2,665k Tritanium, and 266k Dilithium. 2 days, 17 hours, ops 29, no problem with that. Actual power, increase in power, Armada directives 190. The damage bonus at 58%, and an Armada size of 4. So when I set an Armada, I'll be able to have 4 ships in it. When you hit level 30, you'll be able to have 5 in it. So 30 seems to be 30 seems to be the max there. You'll get the max amount of ships into your Armada once you hit level 30. So anybody above level 30 looking at these building costs will not have an increase in the number of ships until you hit level 39, which interestingly says their Armada size is 6. So beyond 39, presumably there's going to be higher level Armadas, but the guys are at 39. The likes of Phil and these guys hovering around 38 probably want to hit 39 now to be able to add that extra ship to the Armada. So come into the Elcars, guys, and scroll through all that information at your leisure. We go on down, guys, the calculation on research time and cost reductions and all of that, because remember, your research affects this. No two of us are going to be exactly the same in terms of how long it's going to take, the resources it's going to cost us, because we all have different levels of research. And the guys, again, have kindly added in a spreadsheet that will calculate these, and I'll just click on that very, very quickly just to demonstrate. Go into Elcars, you'll see this link yourself, guys, in the FAQ, and of course, there you can put in all of your different levels. It's still loading up. You can put in all of your information, and this will calculate where you're at when it comes to research cost and time. So if you're unsure of how this buff calculator works, go back and check out the Elcars exclusive video that I done a little while back, guys, and that'll explain why the guys provide these spreadsheets. And like, that's it. Armadas is here finally. Tomorrow I'm expecting it to be a bit hectic on the server, probably across all servers. It's going to be crazy. Discord is going to be hopping. We'll do what we can, guys. Come into Elcars, come into my Discord. We'll do what we can to direct the community straight when this happens. It's usually quite chaotic and we get an overload of information. Hopefully there's a steady flow here and it works out okay, but I'm expecting absolute and utter chaos. There was also a loyalty chest with a 24-hour peace shield in it, presumably for while the update is happening. And yeah, all very ahead of schedule. Not sure entirely now if I'm ready for it. I was hoping to get an extra day or two out of it. I'll jump up here finally before we finish, and I'll go to the let me see. I'll go to the announcements, I think, and Elcars have a wee announcement there themselves. We'll look at that in a second. Finish off with that. There's all of the stuff that came out from official, guys. There's the times. We go on down. There's all the information that we were talking about on Elcars. There's the announcement. All of the officers whose abilities don't work and the ships and all that won't be working during Armadas. All about the credits. Go on. Yeah, grand. And then we have the Elcars announcement where the query engine is being updated. The control center has been added. The research command's been added. Unlock the Armada control center has been added. System and resource commands have been updated. Let's see, route and engage command, the beer command, the tea command, and which is mine. Thank you, Farty. You give me a wee shout out there, and that's it. So Elcar's growing, guys. Come in and use it, like I say. I'll hopefully catch Farty or Octo or some of the lads to come in and do another one on Elcar's and how she's growing since. I think it could be near the 25k membership now. And your main go-to resource, guys, for all of your Star Trek Fleet Command information. Leave your likes and your comments below, guys. Let me know what you think so far in advance of these armadas. We'll be back with a community panel discussion to review it very, very soon. And until then, guys, I hope this has been of some sort of assistance to you. If not, leave your comments. If it has, leave your comments. And I'll catch all you guys again in that community panel discussion and another future video. And until then, look after yourselves and look after each other, of course. And I'll catch you all again then. Cheers.